Good morning, guys. It's 8 a.m. live with Yaya Diamond. My name is Yaya Diamond, and I'm a podcaster, TV show host, singer, entertainer, um, marketer. I do a lot of different things only because I've been exposed to so much and doing things and for yourself you learn things. I started podcasting back in 2006 when I felt really truly like as if I wasn't fulfilling my life, and I felt depressed and I was just going down a spiral hole that I needed to pull myself out of quickly. So I started podcasting with the selfish, reasons of doing it for myself to get myself out of the hole, to be inspired by people who are going through the inspirational stage of doing the things that they love to do. And that's how I got to where I am today. Um, I reach over 25 million people a month with my videos, with my audio, with everything. And thank you so much. This YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As far as like YouTube is concerned, LinkedIn, you can ask me as your friend. Yes, I will. I will completely agree and put you on and accept your request. On Facebook, just like the page, please. And on YouTube, please, I have 88% people that actually do watch the videos and they do return, but they're not subscribers. It would be beautiful if you guys would go ahead and just hit that subscribe button today. Um, Today's thing is supposed to be a members only Wednesday at this moment in time because I restructured the membership program. We do not have any members. So this would be kind of like a sample of what we would do. We would go back and forth with questions and answers and different things. And today I wanted to go over in depth imposter syndrome because I think that's where I was in 2006. I mean, I had so many different things I was already doing. You know, I had a business. It was a multi-million-dollar business. We had a karate school. I was singing. I was performing. I had already done some stuff with Walter Orange of the Commodores. We went up for we had like 8 Grammy ballot nominations. It was one thing after the other, but I still didn't feel like I was doing it. I still didn't feel like I was accomplishing anything. I felt empty on the inside, and I think this is what I needed to fill myself, the evidence of moving forward, the evidence of you know learning and the records so that I could go back and look and see, look, you are progressing. Look, you are doing it. Look, you are accomplishing your goals and you're learning at the same time. You're not an imposter. You're Yaya. So, I mean, I had to kind of go through all of that and get to that point. And it took me years. I'm not going to lie. It took me years. And I didn't go to someone, I didn't go to counseling, I didn't go to coaching to get it done. But, as I progressed in the podcasting and singing and performing and learning all of this stuff and doing Times Square billboards like I do today and all of the stuff I do, I I I literally learned about myself. And I want to be able to show you guys that you don't have imposter syndrome. I don't believe in imposter syndrome. What I do believe in is those negative connotations that we attach to ourselves as we move through life because we haven't accomplished our goals. And that's where I was in 2006. And I don't want you to be there. I don't want you to feel like as if you're not accomplishing anything because you are. You literally are moving forward. You literally are. If you're actively pursuing your goals, you're actively studying, you're actively, researching, you're not an imposter. What's going on is that you haven't fulfilled that sinking hole inside of you that I had back in 2006 that really just didn't. I mean, having your family, having your kids, having everything, that's great and it's wonderful and it's such a blessing. But you too have to be whole. And there are just certain things that we needed to do in our lives to make this happen. And imposter syndrome doesn't have a way to navigate its ugly head into your thought patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a few different things. There are few different syndromes. It feels like, you're this, you're that. And so a common characteristic of imposter syndrome includes the inability to realistically assess your competence and skills. It's like you feel like as if you've done it, but you still haven't learned it. You've accomplished it, but daggone it, what was it? It's only because you haven't learned the complete thing. You haven't practiced it. You haven't continued in it, or you just feel like other people are better than you in it, and you just forget it. You don't even want to try. I am live at this moment in time, and so if you do want to talk, I am here and in the chat. You can put it in the chat here. I will see it. I will see the chat from, I believe, YouTube and Facebook. Not sure about LinkedIn. But yeah, I'm here. So if you have any questions or any comments on how you overcame the imposter syndrome thing, then please let me know. If I don't see your comments, then I'll see them a little later on after the broadcast. I'm going to be here about 30 minutes. So that's one thing that I feel that, the 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 whole thing of just not understanding how to put it together. That's it. You know, it's like, okay, I know this, I know that, I know that. How do you incorporate all of that into what you're doing? And I think that that comes with practice and learning. So the second thing is attributing your success to external factors. Oh, it's because of luck. Oh, it's because of so and so. Oh, it's because of that. And a lot of people do that because they don't want to feel conceited. Yeah, yeah, it's because of me. I learned it. But literally speaking, I mean, why is success happening to you if it's not because of the work that you're doing? You got an answer for that? Because I don't. It's not because of this person, it's not because of that person. Your success is because you have really followed through. It may be because you are getting assistance and success is coming because you can't accomplish everything because that is not your forte per se. But, you know, but what we need to understand is you have sat down, you have pen to paper, you have taken the time, you have put in the hours, you have paid your dues to get to where you are today. And so the success is attributed to you going after that thing, you going after your goal, you doing it to the point where, look, I am going to reach out. I'm not going to be, scared to reach out. I'm not going to be nervous to reach out and get the help I need. But if you don't, then there won't be any success, guys. So the success, you can attribute success to yourself, as well as this is where they come in, other people in their genre and their specialty and their expertise helping you to move forward. But without your movement, without you, oh, I got some in my eyes early, without you moving forward, and without you literally going after your goals and your dreams, it's impossible. It's impossible. So I want to make sure that literally, because you guys know I have this thing in my eye. I'm there. Okay. So so you know, that's another thing. You have to really truly be into it and understand that it's you. You did it too. You did it too. There may be a team of people that you have that you can attribute the success to the team as well as you. But guess what? Within that team, there may be three or four other people, and they can attribute their success inside of the team to themselves because this is their genre. This is their expertise. So you stay in your lane, they stay in theirs, and together you guys have accomplished this thing. But without you, the piece of the puzzle is not complete. So you can't say that it's because of that person that you have success, because without you being inside of this, teamwork, it doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? It won't work. So I want to say that you guys need to attribute some kind of success to yourself, as well as the people around you, pushing in and giving and contributing towards the success. But without you, the success is not possible either. So give yourself some credit. Okay, give yourself some credit. Um, Berating your performance. Oh my gosh, I'm going to say that I have berated my performance so many times. Oh man, I could have done better than that. Oh man, I should have done better. Oh, I could have done this. I could have, should have, would have. But you didn't. These are lessons that you can learn as you move forward. And I've learned this. It's wonderful. You learn this piece, you contribute this piece, and then you learn more pieces. Don't berate your performance, please. Don't put your performance down, okay? Because what you did worked. What you did worked. And you can't berate your performance, because the only way that you can berate your performance is that you didn't do anything at all, but you contributed to this entire thing. You worked it, you did it, it worked. Now you've picked up some really valuable new skills along the way. But it doesn't degrade what you had before you started, because without those beginning skills, you would have never learned all those other beautiful skills along the way. You get it? So you can't berate your performance. Again, if you have any questions or if you want to say something, please do. I am watching my comment section here on my live. So and please subscribe and like this video. It really does help the algorithms. So I'm saying, don't berate your beginnings. It's like saying, okay, I'm gonna start this, and this is gonna be my company. I'm gonna start this company, and I'm gonna really go through. Now, do you truly believe that this company started where it is today? Because if you do, then you're wrong. No company starts where they are today. Every company starts with a basic idea. So you have a basic idea. This is your basic idea right here. This is your basic idea. And on this basic idea, you have your foundation. This is what you've built. Now, it doesn't stay here, because if it did, then it would just look like this for the rest of your life. And that to me doesn't make any sense. So as you progress, as you grow, as you get better, you're going to learn new skills along the way. So don't berate your beginning. And then when you put something on top of it, it's just not sturdy enough. And then it just keeps going from there. Your imposter syndrome, the imposter syndrome will go even bigger. It'll get even bigger. And the next thing you know, you're going to be nervous, a nervous wreck, and just depressed and not where you should be. Love your beginnings. Love what you've done. Love that you have started somewhere and that you've learned along the way. Give yourself the credit that you deserve to actually say, you know what? I stayed up until 4 a.m. You know what? I gave up lots of stuff to be here. You know what? I didn't do this like everybody else was, just so I could be here today to teach you this. And these are things that I can truly say that I have done. I am not going to berate what I have done, because if I did that, then I would berate myself, and I would berate me as a person, and me as a business person, and me as an entrepreneur. And then what would I have? And who would I be? And why would you even look up to me? Why would you even be here? And I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Why would you even be here watching me today if I continue to berate my growth? This is my growth. I'm happy to grow. I love growing. I love learning. I'm not going to berate what I've learned. Now, I'm going to go back to the first thing, because what I've learned sometimes is in different pieces and puzzles, and I have to learn to put it together. And I'm not going to berate that either. because sometimes we don't have the access that we need to the things that we've learned because they're in bits and pieces. We need to connect the dots, and don't let imposter syndrome become the connection that the dots can't connect to. Okay? Because you have done so much. Just learn that sometimes learning comes in pieces. And those pieces, sometimes you need to really take the time in the moment to put those pieces together. Then you'll be able to access what you've learned and incorporate it into whatever it is you need to incorporate it into. But don't be rated and don't put it down and don't be like, oh, well, I can't do it. No, you can't do it because it's not complete. Just wait. You're gonna find those other pieces. You're gonna be just fine. Don't berate your beginnings. Don't berate your learning patterns. And definitely don't berate the little puzzle pieces that come in at different times to help you to literally put things together. Okay? All right. So as we go down the imposter syndrome, fear that you won't live up to expectations. Whose expectations are you afraid of? You've been hired for a job. You get the office. People are coming to you for advice, and you're afraid that you won't live up. What expectation? It would be the expectation that you have on yourself, because everyone else around you loves you and thinks that you're an amazing person and that you can do the job better than anybody else out there. That's why you're in the position you're in today. The expectation is nowhere around you. It's not from this person, it's not from person B, it's not from person C. It's you. It's your own expectation. And I'm going to tell you why I know this. I know this because I did it. It's my own expectation of where I should be. But I have to give myself slack. I have to live what I preach, right? So think about this. You got your best friend, or you got a good friend or a good colleague next to you, and you're at lunch and you're talking about, oh man, they're talking and you're talking about, yeah, man, I got to get this done and that done and that done. And the colleague tells you, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do this. What do you tell them? What do you tell them? I done this. I've done this. I've been here. You tell them, man, you're the best, man. You got this. You can do this. You know what? When we did this, you were right on top of it, man. See, he's got imposter or she's got imposter syndrome because she's doubting the pieces because they're in pieces right now and she hasn't figured or he hasn't figured how to put together the pieces to work it out. So in their mind, they are not capable or they are not able to do the job that they've been hired to do. But you know they can. Now flip the script, darling. Look at yourself. If they were in your position and you were in their position, what would they tell you? Man, you got this. You are better than anybody else. Why can't we take our own advice? It goes right back to the very first part, those little tiny learning pieces we haven't figured out yet. When you sit down to put together a huge puzzle, because life is a huge puzzle, darling, and there are always going to be pieces missing, and there are always going to be pieces that you haven't put together again, and that you haven't put together, and that sometimes you have to take apart because guess what? They're put together wrong. Okay? Take your own advice. You got this. You can do this. You don't have imposter syndrome. You don't. What you have is pieces. And eventually, the pieces will come together. So take your own advice. Don't put yourself down. Fear that you won't live up to whose expectations? Your very own expectations. You were hired to do a job that you could do, that you've proven that you could do, that you have the skills that you could do, at least the foundation of it. Work it, baby. You got this. Work it. Okay? You got it. Work it. I want you to go ahead and bookmark this video for the times that you feel like imposter syndrome has made its way into your life, because you don't have imposter syndrome. Again, what you have is bits and pieces of a puzzle. And eventually you will go, aha. And I know I've done it many times. Overachieving. We try to do things so good that we overdo it. Have you ever done that? Have you ever overdone something? I have. You know, overdoing things, I think, is trying to compensate for the pieces that we can't put together. And so when we're not trying so hard, we feel like we're not trying at all. I truly think that that's when we should really step back and look. Step back, relax and look. Step back and say, okay, that's the piece, that's the piece, that's the piece. What am I missing? Who am I missing? Sometimes it's not a what, but a who. Because remember, you have skills, but other people have skills too. So overachieving sometimes is overachieving because we're missing a piece and we're really trying hard to put in that piece and force it in. But sometimes it's not a what, it's a who. And so stepping back and looking to the inside will show you and help you to calm down and get the what or get the who. Okay. And that's what makes you an amazing person. That's what makes you a competent person. That's what makes you an asset. When you can find the what or you can find the who. And sometimes it's the what and the who. And when you can do that and you can bring those things in to your circle, to your equation, sometimes that is what you need instead of overachieving. You know, overachieving to me is just a compensation for the lack of being able to put the things together, and you want to force it into the whole. You want to put the square into the circle. But I would say when you get to that point, step back, look to the inside. What am I missing? What is going on? What, and I've done this so many times. Take it apart. Okay, we got the pieces. We got the pieces. We got to, okay, I'm missing. Oh, I can't do that because I don't have that. That's not me, but I know who it is. So, step back, look at the situation, analyze the situation, take it apart, you know, and then put it back together again and find out who or what you need to actually make it work. Do not overachieve things, over overanalyze things, I would say, better than overachieving, because overachieving most of the time it goes wrong because you're trying to fit that, you're trying to literally fit the square into the hole, and the circle, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I want to say that it never did work for me. Sabotaging your own success, oh my gosh, I have done this so many times. As a matter of fact, I think overthinking things is a sabotage, and procrastination is also another sabotage. And just going, if you just take 15 minutes a day to do the one thing you don't want to do and then put it down, eventually you'll pick it back up a lot more. Eventually you'll do that. Let me go ahead and check my links and see if I have any questions. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your morning to be with me this morning as we talk about imposter syndrome. Please bookmark this page, like this channel, and subscribe. I really truly believe that this year is going to help not only you but me move forward and not be caught into this whole thing of being an imposter. You're not an imposter. You're literally, who you say you are at all times, and you're good to go. Guys, don't worry about it. It's not something that, is going to kick your butt or bring you down or whatever. It's literally going to help you to move forward. This video right here is going to help you to propel yourself into your success in your own mind and your own being, and take you away from feeling like you're an imposter. So we're talking about sabotaging your own success. Self-doubt, I think, is the sabotage as well. You're not conceited. Don't self-doubt. I think I've gone through this already. I think I've gone through it. I think it goes right back to the number one thing, which was the inability to realistically access your competence and skills. Is going to help you to self-doubt. Well, remember, the self-doubt comes because you don't have all the pieces put together, and you just got to wait, and you just got to find out what the what is and what the who is, and then once that goes together, don't self-doubt yourself, okay? Don't ever do that, because again, you have been put in the position that you're in because you are competent, because you can, and you have done all these things, and all of a sudden now you're going to self-sabotage and doubt yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got it. You just got to put it together. It's just got to be taken apart and put back together again. Find that what, find that who, put it together, and boom, there it is. You're going to have that aha moment. I'm telling you, you are. And the last thing, because I don't want to be here longer than 30 minutes, is setting very challenging goals and feeling disappointed when you fall short. Listen, okay, you can set those goals. I'm not going to tell you can't set those goals, but when you set those goals, you have to pull them apart. Okay, you're going to have, okay, so in 3 years, I want to be a multimillionaire, right? I want to be a multimillionaire and I want to have 10 books written. Well, a journey of 10,000 steps starts with one, right? It's great to have these really big goals, but within the big goal, you must set your micro goals. Your micro goals are your success. It's not getting to the big goal that's the success. It's every step towards that goal. So setting the big goal and not accomplishing it, it's like saying, I am going to make this pen. I'm going to make this pen. Pen, pen, hello, pen, be made. Pen. No. See, this pen has, even though it looks very simple, this pen has so many components to it. There's ink inside of it. How do you do the ink inside of it? There's a tube that holds the ink inside of it that actually uses some kind of a suction every time you write to pull more ink down. How do you do that? You see, these are little pieces of a puzzle. There's a top to keep the ink from coming out just in case this backfires, okay? There's a little hole right there so that the suction can actually happen, because if not, the ink doesn't go down, okay? And what about the little tips and the points and then the distribute, to distribute the ink? And then you have this up here. What kind of a size is this? This is like setting that big goal. Here is the end result. Here is the end result. Here's the end result. But guys, if you look at this, what do you see? I see a logo. I see a big logo here. I see a name for this particular item. I see that it's extra bold. Why is it extra bold? What is it that's going to make it extra bold? Before I even can get to the pen, I got to go through all of this. I got to come up with all my things. I got to come up with the barcode. I got to come up with the company. Company's got to be done. See, these are micro goals within your goal, the big picture that you have to take care of before you get to the big picture. It's like having a phone. Okay, phone up here. It doesn't work like that. Don't set yourself up for failure. Get yourself ready to have a big goal. And within the big goal, you're going to have these little tiny micro goals right here, like the hole. Where do we put the hole? Right in the middle of the logo. Boom. Okay, so we got the hole. Okay, we need the tube. Where do we go to get this made? Listen, there are all kinds of different micro goals within this big goal that you can do, that you have. Celebrate your micro goals. Take yourself out. Hey, I did it. I got the hole in the pen. I figured it out. It's time to take myself out. What movie do I want to see tonight? Micro goals, baby. Micro goals are where it's at. It's not the big picture. It's the journey. It's the journey to get there. It's amazing. These things are amazing. These little tiny successes that make the big goal look like, wow, this was a journey. And when you get there, when you get your product, when you finally get this product, when you finally do it, it's going to be like, oh my gosh. We did it. We did it. I can't believe it. We did it. Imposter syndrome takes all of these dreams away from you. Do you really want to give it up? Do you really want to give it up? Are you willing to give up your dream just so you can feel like an imposter? If at the risk of feeling like as if you are being stuck up, or at the risk of giving up your dream, which one is it? What do you want to choose? Imposter syndrome will take all your dreams away from you, little by little. You won't accomplish anything because you will feel like as if you're incompetent. But you're not. You're not incompetent. What you've set out to do, your specific thing, you can do it. You got this. I want to encourage you today to not allow imposter syndrome to invade your life. I want to encourage you to understand that the big goal has little tiny goals within it. Overcoming imposter syndrome is going to be the best thing that you could do for yourself. It's going to be the best thing in your life that you could do for yourself today. Because you have the skills. You put in the work. You are either paying or have paid your dues. You are still learning. You have been put in a position of a skilled, whatever it is, whatever you're in, because I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, you're there because you can do this. And everyone else knows you can except for you. And that is a problem because that takes you out of the game. Do you really want to be taken out of the game? I don't think you do. I think you want to stay in the game. I think you do understand that you can do it, but you just don't want to feel like as if you're better than anybody, but you're not. See, because this is teamwork. Life is teamwork. You find the what, or you find the who, or you find both. You put them together, and voila. There's your accomplishment. You do not lack anything. What we lack is the ability to understand that we lack something. And that's imposter syndrome. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put it in the comment section below or wherever you're watching. And please bookmark this video. I think that when we're in the moment that we believe that we're going through imposter syndrome, this is going to really help you to get out of it. It's going to help me too. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I have no idea what I'm going to put. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comment section below. I'll look at them later on today. Until later, guys. Bye.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for watching.
Late Night with Yaya Diamond would like to give a big thank you to our executive sponsor, DuPont Network. Thank you to our supporters The Legends with Tyrone Lowe, EncoreKicks.com, author Gloria Anderson Little, and Never Stop Entertainment.